This is a video for how and why you should recode your data, your questions in Qualtrics. So I'm looking at this Qualtrics survey that you saw before. If you saw the other videos, it's my little test survey. Some stuff this is not relevant to. Anything that has values, this is relevant to, except sliders. You can't do anything with sliders. Okay, this isn't relevant to sliders because you cannot recode them. There's no recode option there. So sliders, skip that. But let's go to this question. Let's see. I mean, this silly one. How much do you devour every day? A little, a medium amount, or a lot? Let's say you care very much about the answer to this question. You want to turn this into numbers in your data. Now, Qualtrics will do that for you automatically when you download your data. If you choose download values instead of the, I don't know, words or whatever, labels or text or whatever it says, you want values. So it's a good idea to check what it's doing. So I make sure I clicked on this, and then I look over here, and this works for multiple choice and matrix and a bunch of other kinds. Anything that you want numbers from. You want to tell it how to turn these words into numbers. So go to where this says, in case you can't see this, this says recode values. I've clicked on the question, so these are the options for this question, and I recode values. So Qualtrics is being very smart. We almost always recode ordinal stuff like this with these questions by taking the one that's the least amount of whatever it is, I guess devouring, and making it 1 and then counting up. So a little is the lowest, and that's 1, good. A medium amount is 2, this next one up, good, and a lot is 3. So that's awesome. So I can do that. Now, I can check this button, recode values, and it won't change anything because Qualtrics will automatically do that. But if I haven't changed anything, then that's cool. But this would allow me to mess with the numbers if I wanted to. But I'm just gonna save this here. I'm gonna cancel this here. Now, what if I say I want a new item, a significant amount? Not a new item, a new response option. I click over here to make that. If I hit enter to do that, it'll create a new one. So I've learned to click over here somewhere. All right, and then I just download my data and I analyze it, and I'm like, da-da-da-da-da. I know what the average of devouring every day is, or I make a scale with it or something. No, you don't. So now let's see what happened with recode values. What? Qualtrics is going to call the lowest one a little 1, and the next one, medium, it's going to call it 2, and significant amount, it's going to call it 4, and then a lot is 3. Significant amount is supposed to be less than a lot. So this can get messed up. Anytime you move these options around, anytime you create new options, there's a chance that the recodes could get messed up. So you need to check them when you get closer to data collection time. Actually, you can even do this after data collection as long as you're not deleting any options. Qualtrics will allow you to rename these options if you want. There are certain things that will really screw up your data if you do it. So this is absolutely best to do this before you collect any data. But some of this can be done after. If you're thinking of doing it after, please contact me. I'll help you do it right, I hope. Anyway, I'm going to recode these values because I don't want it to be like that. I want it 1, 2, 3, 4, not 4, 3. So I can do this. I can 3 and 4. There we go. Now, when I look at my recode values, that's what's going to happen. Now, when I look at my data, if I see a 4, I can trust that it was a lot, the person said. If I see a 3, I can trust it was a significant amount. Without that, we would get wrong values. Our hypothesis tests might not work, or might even be just in the wrong direction and telling us like hallucinating bad data. All right, so I could do the same thing here with this one. Now, I probably should do this. So, since these are supposed to be parallel, and this is one of the problems that you run into, well, extra work that you run into when you create items one at a time for a scale, for instance, and they have the same response scale. If you change the response scale, you have to go change it in everything, and you have to go change all the recodes. So I'm going to do that again. 3, 4, tab is your friend. It tabs to things. It sends you to the next thing. And I should probably do it. There were 3 of these, so a significant amount, and I hope I got that right. And then I'm going to have to recode this one too, because these are totally independent. They don't talk to each other. Okay, there we go. Now I got that done. Now this one, these things do talk to each other. Well, they're locked together. So this is very nice, and this is one reason to use a matrix item like this, is that you don't have to worry about if I recode something, it's recoded for everybody. So Well, you have to worry about less about it. You still should check it. So I'm clicking that, and it has recode values. Never is 1. Good. That's the least. 2, 3, 4. That's right. Yay. That's good. Never, rarely, sometimes, often. Um, Maybe I want something that's occasionally there. Well, I can click on this. I can do the pull down menu and add an item or whatever, but add a scale point or remove scale point. But I can also just hit enter and it'll do one for me. I occasionally, I don't know why I want that, but I do. Now I created the same problem. Now don't worry about this business. That's a different issue here. That's repeat labels. You don't have to change that. That'll change by itself. But it's because, repeat headers. If you turn it off, then you just have the items like this. And you can have, it's a good idea if you have more than like 5 or 6 questions to do at least one repeat of the headers. And your options are in the middle. So it'll do it every so often, number of items. It's like every 8 or something like that. Maybe it has some algorithm. Or you can just have it, the middle, the bottom, and both. I like that because then you never wonder what your responses are going to be, probably, unless you scroll too far. And what I had it on before was all, so it put the labels everywhere. Notice that it filled in all that stuff. It had a problem for a second. And this is nice if you want to make sure people see stuff. Like mess around with this and see what makes the most sense for your question, and make sure and look at the mobile view as well as the desktop view when you're previewing. Anyway, let's look at those recodes. Let's recode the values. I messed them up. 1, 2, 5, 3, 4. No. What? That's ridiculous. So I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's going in order of most offenness. And I saved that. And what's beautiful is I just did that for everything. So I don't have to go do that for individual items. That did it for this whole matrix table. So recode your items. Probably check repeatedly. Definitely check obsessively before you go live, because if that's wrong, it's usually fixable, but sometimes the process of fixing it screws up your data in an unfixable way, so you can never find out what people's values really were. And sometimes it just causes a huge hassle. Most of the time you can fix it, but don't rely on that. Just get it right the first time if you possibly can. We always try and get it right the first time. But that's why you need that code box, because we don't always get it right the first time. There's just 10,000 details. I'm going to publish this, and yeah, now I'm ready to go. So that's it.